Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to another video of Be the Best DFS Daily Fantasy Sports Talk. Today is Thursday, August 25th, 2016, and I will be going over my lineup strategy for FanDuel's main slate tonight. I hope you all got a chance to catch both of the videos yesterday, Above Average and Cash Swag. Both of those videos were based on a cash game strategy, and both of my lineups for the cash games cashed on yesterday. The early only slate put up 166.7 points, cashed in all the contests, and the main slate scored 146.8 points. It also cashed in all contests. I post those lineups on the Instagram page, so if you're not following, make sure you follow at Be the Best DFS. But overall, yesterday was a good day, a successful day. Definitely going to just count those wins as blessings. Anytime I lose, the losses teach lessons. So today is a new day. Not going to dwell on yesterday. And today is a new day, a new opportunity to be great, a new opportunity to be the best. So let's just get started on this slate for tonight. The theme of this video is going to be going fishing. Y'all know I like to title my videos and my lineups. So at the first position for cash games, I'm looking at the player pool. Fishing for like which pitcher I think is best for cash games. And you have some options near the top, but my favorite pitcher for cash games tonight is going to be Tom Koehler for the Miami Marlins. I was fishing through the player pool, and I feel like I caught a good fish, a Miami Marlin. Like Koehler, a lot of you may think of him as a good tournament play, but I like him for cash tonight for a couple of reasons. One is his good price tag of $7,300. At that price, it allows you to make other big moves at other positions in your lineup. It's not eating up all your salary with $7,300. And then, of course, the ballpark, Marlins Park, big ballpark, good pitchers park. And lastly, the opponent, the Kansas City Royals. They're not a very potent offense. So when I combine all those three factors, I like him for cash. In cash games, you try to be safe, it's a little risky, but I don't think he's going to hurt me. He don't really have that high of an upside. As I look at his game log, he has a 51 fantasy point performance on August 9th against the San Francisco Giants. I believe the Giants are like a better offense than the Royals, so he shows the potential. Also, it's a National League game, so the Royals, they won't have the designated hitter position. Edison Volquez, he'll have to pitch, so that's another positive. And I really don't think Volquez is a good pitcher, so honestly, I think the win security is there also for the Marlins. So Tom Koehler, he's my favorite play at pitcher for cash games tonight. I'm just going to quickly talk about some of the other options. It seemed like more ideally, the top players would probably be safer plays. Matt Scherzer at 10,900 and Cole Hamels at 10,000. The things that scare me about those two pitchers. Scherzer, he's a great pitcher. We know I think last season he pitched 2 no-hitters in one season. He had 20 strikeouts in the game earlier this season. But I was looking at the BVP statistics versus the Baltimore Orioles over the last 5 years, and I found some things that kind of alarmed me. Let me look at this real quick. Chris Davis, left-handed power hitter for the Orioles, in 16 at-bats, he's batting .438 with 1 career home run versus Matt Scherzer. And Adam Jones, in 16 career at-bats, the outfielder for the Orioles, he's batting .438 with 3 career home runs. And, that kind of scares me because, Scherzer can give up the long ball. And then his price is just so high. So, I just feel like Koehler is a safer play. And then another thing, the Orioles, they've been scoring a lot of runs lately. I believe they scored 10 runs on last night. I think the final score of the game was 10-9, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, Scherzer is a great play. You could use him for cash. But for me personally, I don't want to spend that much on him, and I think it's kind of risky. Now, Cole Hamels. The thing about Cole Hamels, he's a great pitcher also. He's pitching at home. But I don't think the Cleveland Indians are an offense that you want to pick on. You know, they're the top team in the AL Central. They got a lot of good players. Jason Kipnis, Francisco Lindor, Napoli, Ramirez, Naquin. They're a pretty good team. And, you know, Cole Hamels could have a good game. It's at home. But the ballpark in Texas is known to be a hitter's park. And the Cleveland Indians are a good team, the #1 team in the AL Central. So for me, I don't want to pay that price on Cole Hamels. I think he may be kind of risky. But like I said, both of those guys, they are two good pitchers, and they'll probably be the more ideal play for cash games. And the only other person is J.A. Happ. He's been good this season also. I believe, let me look at his statistics. 17 wins on the season, 3.05 ERA. The things that worry me about J.A. Happ, being a left-handed pitcher, facing, you know, Mike Trout and Albert Pujols, that scares me. Cole Calhoun, he has good BVP statistics versus J.A. Happ. I believe in 7 at-bats, he's batting .571 with 1 career home run. The Angels, I believe they scored like 8 or 9 runs on last night. And then the ballpark, it's a small ballpark. So all those factors, they kind of scare me. And also his price, $9,800. So that's what I have. That's my take on those top 3 pitchers for cash games. Despite saying that they could be great tournament plays, because all 3 of those pitchers, they have that upside of getting 50 or more, especially Scherzer. So, but we talking about cash in this video for this morning. So I can see you playing them in tournaments, but for cash games, I'm staying away from them. And other than that, I don't really see any other pitchers that I feel are safe enough to play in the cash game tonight. So for me, Tom Kohler, he's not the greatest pitcher, but he shouldn't get rocked or blown up by the Kansas City Royals in that big ballpark down in Miami. So after going fishing, looking for, you know, some pitchers for tonight, you know, I caught one, a Miami Marlin in Tom Kohler, and he's my favorite play at the pitcher position for cash games tonight. All right, moving on to the rest of the lineup for cash games, like the catcher position. The top cash game plays I would believe is, let's see, of course, Jonathan Lucroy, BVP statistics. Let's check that out real quick. He has 1 career home run against, Tomlin, the pitcher for Cleveland. Ramos going up against Ubaldo Jimenez. He's a good cash game play. Russell Martin, he's definitely a good cash game play in a small ballpark. And yeah, I believe the top 3 salary catchers on the slate are the best cash game plays for tonight. For me, how I have my lineup set up right now, I'm going with Jet Bandy of the Los Angeles Angels. I had to pay down at certain positions because I spent up in other positions as I get to later. But Jet Bandy for $2,500, I like him for cash games. Lefty versus righty matchup. He had 24.2 fantasy points on last night, 4 for 5. So maybe he's on the verge of hitting a hot streak, and you know he's not gonna hurt me too much at a low price of $2,500. So that's what I like. Moving on to the next position, first base for cash games. I think Edwin Encarnacion is the top cash game play for tonight. Playing at home in Toronto, great ballpark. His price is just high at $4,300, so you have to make some adjustments to fit him in there. But him, also Goldsmith playing at home. Matt Whistler is getting his first start back, being recalled from AAA for the Braves. Hitters Ballpark at Chase Field in Arizona. So I definitely can see Goldsmith as a good cash game play. And an interesting play that I want to mention to you guys is Chris Davis for the Baltimore Orioles. I mentioned it earlier, the BVP statistics. 16 at-bats, batting .438, 1 career home run. Lefty versus righty matchup against Scherzer. 30 home runs on the season. Chris Davis could be a great cash game play. But for me, like I said, I spent up in a couple of other positions. So for now, I got Napoli for the Cleveland Indians. His price tag is great at 3,300. He kills left-handed pitching, lefty versus righty matchup. He has one career home run against Cole Hamels in I believe 3 at-bats. So in my opinion, Napoli, mainly because of the price of 3,300, is the top cash game play at first base. But if you have the money to spend, I would say Edwin Encarnacion. But I really feel that Napoli will be the chalk, and you kind of look for the chalk in cash games, but mainly because of his price tag. I don't know how good, Cole Hamels is a good pitcher, but that price tag of 3,300 in a lefty versus righty matchup for Napoli, that's something I can't pass. And of course, Albert Pujols may be a great cash game play also. 3,400 lefty versus righty matchup. He homered on last night, small ballpark in Toronto. So Pujols, he may be another good cash game play option. And now that I look at it, I may switch to Pujols in my lineup. All right, I'm going to move to the next position. I didn't do much analyzing on this. There was only 2 people I considered for cash games tonight at second base. It's Daniel Murphy and Gene Segura for the Arizona Diamondbacks. And I made a decision based on the power upside. Daniel Murphy hit a grand slam on last night. It's a lefty versus righty matchup against Ubaldo Jimenez. He's batting .333 with 1 career home run versus Jimenez in 12 at-bats. At 4,000, I really like Daniel Murphy for cash games. I think he's the top play at second base. Gene Segura, he's definitely in play also. 3,600, lead the National Leagues in hits, I believe. Carpenter, I can see Carpenter, lefty versus righty matchup going up against Lugo, the pitcher for the Mets, who typically comes out the bullpen. And maybe Robinson Cano, lefty versus righty matchup. Just the people at the top. But like I said, my top 2 are Daniel Murphy and Segura. And I think I'm going to go with Murphy because of the home run upside. I'm going to move on to the next position for third base. I definitely think this guy's a top play for cash games, not for tournaments, for cash games. Jake Lamb for the Arizona Diamondbacks. A lot of people have been talking about him the last couple weeks in DFS about his struggles. But he's come off 2 games in a row. August 23rd, 19 fantasy points. And last night, 37.6 fantasy points. And he hit a home run on last night. And like I mentioned earlier, for the Braves, pitching tonight is Matt Whistler, coming back after a stint in the minor leagues. He just got called back up. Arizona being a great hitter's park. Jake Lamb at a great price of 3,400. He's trending in a positive direction. I think for cash games, he's definitely the top play by far for me at third base. I really didn't look into anybody else, really, to be honest with you. I think Rendon, he's in play if you try to do a Washington Nationals stack, because Ubaldo Jimenez, he's not that good. He was a starter at the beginning of the year. They put him in the bullpen, and now he's a starter again. But it's funny about Jimenez. A few years ago when I was working at Turner Field, when he played for the Rockies, I was working at the Braves and Rockies game, and he pitched like a perfect game or a no-hitter. I think it was a perfect game. But that night, he was on. Like, the Braves couldn't hit him at all. His fastball was like 97-plus miles per hour. So whenever I think about Jimenez, I always remember seeing that perfect game live in person. But he's not that same pitcher anymore. So Anthony Rendon definitely could be a good cash game play option. And let me say, mention Todd Frazier. I think Paxton for the Seattle Mariners is supposed to be the pitcher for tonight. He's a left-handed pitcher, and we all know that Todd Frazier, he's a left-handed pitcher killer, a lefty killer. He definitely have home run power. 31 home runs on the season. The ballpark in Chicago, I think, is U.S. Cellular Field. I think that's a ballpark that's good for right-handed powers. So Todd Frazier, maybe more so for tournaments, but you can stick him in your cash game at that price of 3,400. But for me, it's Jake Lamb all day, because I know everybody gonna pick him, and I don't want to be left out if he have a good game. So Jake Lamb is that guy at third base for cash games tonight. Moving on to the next position, shortstop. This was an easy one for me. No, I didn't really analyze the position. Trey Turner for the Washington Nationals, 4,100. Top cash game play. This guy, he is amazing. You just look at his game log. Like, when I look at his game log, there's only 2 games on here where he failed to reach double-digit fantasy points. He steals bases, hit for a good average. He's just great. Going up against Jimenez, really a Washington Nationals stack would be a viable option for cash games. But Trey Turner, he's the top play. If I had to pick anybody else for cash games at shortstop, it would be Troy Tulowitzki because of his power upside and playing in that small ballpark. But I'm not even going to talk about shortstop. Cash games, Trey Turner all day. And just moving on to the last position, the outfield. Top cash game plays, I think it would be Mike Trout and Bryce Harper. You don't want to be in the cash game and not have either one of those two. I like Trout a little more because the lefty versus righty matchup. He homered on last night, and it's a small ballpark in Toronto in the Rogers Center. So Trout and Harper, top 2 cash game plays. Definitely consider Ryan Braun playing at Miller Park. You know, he's great. And I guess an interesting play that I will point out to y'all in the outfield position. Excuse me. Matt Kemp for the Atlanta Braves at 3,300. Let me look this up. I believe it's 15 at bats, but against Robbie Ray. But he's batting .455 with 2 career home runs, playing at a hitter's park at Chase Field in Arizona. So Matt Kemp, he could be a good cash game play as well as a good tournament play. He's coming off like back-to-back double-digit fantasy point performances. But really, you know, for cash games, like I said, Trout and Harper, they are the top two players in the outfield position. And if, you know, choose one or both of them and then just try to fill out the rest of your lineup based on how much salary you have left. I mentioned Cole Calhoun. I have him as an outfielder in my cash lineup as of now, batting .571, 1 career home run versus J.A. Happ. So he's definitely in play. So that's about it for my cash game lineup strategy for tonight. Just to recap, I was going fishing, looking for a pitcher. I found the Miami Marlin, Tom Kohler. I like him for cash games, and this may surprise a lot of you guys, but I really like him for tournaments also. And as for the rest of my lineup, some plays that I think you just can't miss on in cash games. Trey Turner at shortstop, Jake Lamb at third base, and Daniel Murphy at second base, and either Mike Trout or Bryce Harper in the outfield. I think those 5 players are players who should be in your cash games and kind of build the rest of it up, you know, however your salary allows. Again, I want to say picking Kohler is kind of risky. It's kind of like more of a tournament play. That's why I like him for tournaments and cash. But that salary is $7,300 in the ballpark. I can't pass it. So, you know, if you want to use Scherzer and Cole Hamels, I can see that, but it's going to make it more difficult to build the rest of your lineup with good players. So, Tom Kohler, going fishing. I got Miami Marlin. He's my top play for pitcher, for cash games, and for tournaments tonight on the main slate at the pitcher position. I'm going to close out the video. Like I said, I've been doing pretty good on the cash games the last 3 or 4 days. My success rate is higher, so I'll be focusing on the cash games. I still do tournaments, but my tournament lineups is kind of different. It's a different little strategy. Follow me on all the social media sites, and I'll give y'all some insight on who I like for tournaments tonight. But I am excited about both aspects of the slate tonight, tournament and cash games. I'm excited about it, and I'm looking forward to hopefully being successful and winning some money tonight. As always, I want to thank everyone who's taking the time out to view this video today. I really do appreciate it. I thank everyone who's subscribed to this YouTube channel. I believe we're up to 33. Definitely appreciate that. Thanks to everyone who's joined the Facebook group. Just search hashtag #BeTheBestDFS. Thank you for everyone who's following the Twitter account at @BeTheBestDFS. And thanks to everyone who's also following the Instagram page at @BeTheBestDFS. Make sure you follow that Instagram page, because I will be posting my official cash lineup for tonight on there around the 6 o'clock hour. So I will be posting it for everyone to view. But again, thanks everyone. Give me some feedback. I've done some tournament videos. I've done some cash game videos. Which ones do y'all like better? I can talk about either one. I play both every night, but I'm starting to play cash games a little more because I see that the success rate is a little higher for me, and it's a little easier to win in these cash games. But that's about all I got. It's about a little before 11:30 here in Decatur, Georgia, where I'm at. Lock time is about 7 hours away. So, a lot of things could come out, could make a lot of adjustments, but that's just the base of what I feel about tonight's slate. So, thanks again, everyone. Good luck tonight. Good luck today for those of you playing on the early slate. And I hope y'all all are able to win some money. If you find this video helpful, just please subscribe, let people know about it, comment, and like. I really appreciate it. But thanks again, everyone, and good luck. And I'll leave y'all with what I always leave y'all with. Try to be the best tonight. All right, I'm out.